this podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hello, Roberters. Hello, Facebook, and hello, YouTube. We are on both platforms tonight. And look who was first. Cousin Tracy. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Shell. Shell coming in hot. Snow. Hey, Informer. I don't think my bites. I don't know if chat can hear those. Let me know. Hey, Brat. Hey, Lori M. Hey, Board One. Welcome to J is for Justice. Hey, Australia. Are you from the land down under? Hi, Mike Sanner. Love it, Australia. That's amazing. Ontario, Canada. Where at in Ontario? Are you near London? Hello, Bonnie Bailey. Look at Aussie True Crime. Hello. No bites heard, Snow says. Well, that's okay, because we're going to be chit-chatting today. Welcome, Heather J. and Incognito Potato to chat, or to panel, rather, to chat.
Hello.
Hi, ladies.
Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Oh, we got William Steele coming in hot. What's happening, William?
Hi, William.
Go check out his YouTube channel, guys. Make sure you are subscribed to Mr. William Steele, and make sure you check out his videos. And the one that we did together was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Very.
It was amazing. Thanks for stopping in, William. Stitchin' Bitchin'. Cornwall, Ontario. I almost read that as Cornhole, Ontario. Bonnie Bailey's in London, Ontario. Sweet. Look, he's got William Steele is here. Oh, he's great. William, we are having Andy Tillett on tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you want to pop in and say hello to our nice friend, Andy. We're going to be talking about Charles Manson. You were filming all day today. Remember, William Steele's got his show coming out on A&E.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Lena?
That's in a couple of weeks, isn't it?
I think, yeah, August. William, let us know what date you're making the grand premiere on A&E Network. And we all have to say hello to Steve. Hello, cutie patootie. Potato, Heather, you guys have to greet Steve, too. He'll feel left out.
Where is he?
Hey, Steve.
He's with Maligator.
Oh, hey, Steve.
That's Steve.
Oh, that's Steve.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about painting.
Steve.
Okay, so William Steele says August 18th, 10 p.m. Check him out. Very exciting stuff. Congratulations, William. That is awesome. It looks like he said, wow, Jay, no shout out. Looks like he spoke too soon. Because it is Saturday night live on J is for Justice. And tonight we're going to be talking about little Michael Vaughan.
Yes.
AKA Monkey. So I hear he's called Monkey because he's very rambunctious and active. Absolutely, William. He says, let me know when you're ready for my second interview. I would love to have you on after your debut on A&E. Yeah. So we can talk about it and see how you're feeling being on the big network. That's awesome. That is so cool.
It is so cool.
Ashley Oaks is here. Never fear, Ashley Oaks is here. And Angie B and Tabitha. All right, guys. So we're talking about little Monkey. But before we get to that, since Cousin Tracy is here, I need to I need to let her know something because I think she'll feel better knowing this. We were talking about how we're scared with all these changes in the world and everything. Like everything is going on, like all this Russia stuff and all this craziness that we're talking about. You know, we want to live off grid, right? And we want to live off grid, and we're going to set the scene in the 80s. And there it will remain with all our vinyls, 8 tracks, cassettes. We're even going to go pre-CD. But I found something today when I was listening to music, and I thought, I need to save this because I solemnly swear that when we're in the compound, that Cousin Tracy will get this gift as of a poster from me for her bedroom. And it's the Cars album, Shake It Up. And then that will be a poster for Miss Tracy's bedroom wall. And I think it's perfect because she can still sell her cups from the compound. We won't cut the cup sales off. We'll keep those going strong. So, Tracy, I solemnly swear that I will gift you this poster when we move off grid, whenever that time comes. So there you go. There's your present, Tracy, Cousin Tracy. Thank you for being such a wonderful cousin. Alligator.
Alligator, we don't get one because we're shunned.
Yeah, you're outside.
Yeah.
We're in our
You guys have
cardboard
to
box.
sing the song. Shake it up. Mom. That almost looks like Tracy.
Who said
Yikes.
that? Oh, brat.
Who do you think? The brat? Who else would say something so smart-assy? Cousin Tracy. I'm laughing so hard. You guys are great. You guys are great. Let's get this back up here. And all right, so all the silliness out of the way. Now we have to talk about little Michael Vaughan. So let's make his little poster a little bit bigger so everybody can see it. And let's talk about what went on with Michael Vaughan. So on the evening of July the 27th, 2021, Brandy went to work, which is his mom. And Tyler was watching the children. That's her husband. I believe they're married, right? Was watching the kids, which she has a couple older ones, teenagers from a previous, and then they have Michael together, and then they have a 2-year-old little girl together.
Yeah. Aria.
So he's watching Michael and Aria. All right. So reportedly, this is their home on Southwest 9th Street. They're in Fruitland. So reportedly, Michael walked to the neighbor's house to ask if he could play with their kids. The neighbor declined his offer, and the neighbor alleges that they walked Michael back to his house. This is the last confirmed sighting of Michael. Within this time frame, approximately 6:40 p.m. to sunset is around 9:15 in western Idaho at that time of the year. Tyler reports he was changing his sister's diaper, which he reports was a particularly messy diaper, therefore taking longer to change than normal, and ordered pizza. It was during those 5 to 10 minutes that Michael went missing. So we have here, and this is one thing that I'm glad that we kind of confirmed, because I never really understood the circumstances around, like, who was the last to see him, who, who reported that he was wearing what he was wearing. I don't understand. I didn't really understand what, the neighbor picked up, if it was a Ring doorbell, if they actually saw him. So, Potato, I'm glad you found this because it kind of explains a couple of the questions I had. Yeah,
I can remember reading at the time that a neighbor had seen him, but there were so many different reports on what had happened and where he was last seen, who saw him and what time, that it was really confusing. Like, a lot of the media reports were saying that he was last seen at 6:30. This one says 6:40. Some of them
to sunset
say that some say that he was, like, it was between 15 and 20 minutes that Tyler had left Michael for. This one says it was like 5 to 10 minutes. I mean, it's all confusing. He was last seen in the field next to his house as well. So who saw him in the field for that to be reported? Neighbors saw him like he'd gone knocking on houses asking for kids to go out and play. And then this one neighbor said that she saw him walking back to his house. But I guess she didn't see him go in because he clearly didn't. But it's just strange.
You're cutting out a little bit for us, Potato. You're cutting out a little bit, crackling. Are you in the studio? I blame it all on the Russians. You know that.
No, I'm in my kitchen. Yeah.
No, it's just just crackling. Can you maybe unplug the mic and plug it back in?
I'll try.
It doesn't sound like it's an internet problem. Yeah, maybe she does have some bad weather, but yeah, I wondered if she was cracking. Okay, let's let her. Oh, hey, Janice.
Is that better?
It's still cracking for some reason.
Okay, let me check my audio.
Oh dear. It's okay. Go ahead. Okay, so I never really understood all that either. It's okay, Potato. It's not terrible. You're fine. Are you there? Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. I don't know.
Is it not working at all? Oh, okay.
No, it works. It's just a little crackly. It's not anything terrible, so don't worry about it. Okay. I know I wasn't sure if it was me or not. Okay, so let's get back to chat from what we've already talked about. Yeah, it sounds kind of like a loose cord. Thanks, Mike. That describes it well.
I can fix it. I'll mute myself.
I plead the fifth says, I think I literally would be breaking into the neighbors' houses. I would lose my shiz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't understand. So the neighbor walked him back home from what we hear. But we don't know if the neighbor made contact with an adult. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't say.
If they actually walked him back. I don't know if they actually walked him back or watched him go back either. Because it doesn't say that either.
Yeah, so that's unclear. And I don't know if the authorities have ever said anything about that.
They really haven't said much.
No, they've been very tight-lipped. But Cray Cray wants to know, do we trust the father? I don't know. I mean, you have a child that's been missing over a year. He was the one that was supposed to be caring for him. So, I mean, naturally, you are going to look at him. Tabitha, how old is who?
He was the last one there.
Yeah.
Michael would be 6. He just turned 6 in June. Right. So he was the last one to see him. He was the last one, or he was the one that was supposed to be responsible for him.
Mm-hmm. And he went to change a diaper. And originally Brandy had said that he just left him briefly, but up to 20 minutes isn't briefly. And then he said out that it was particularly messy diaper, and he also apparently ordered a pizza in that time.
He ordered a pizza.
So the baby blew out her diaper, and then he ordered pizza, and then he realized that his kid wasn't there.
Well, he said he went out to smoke, and he didn't see him outside, so he just assumed he was inside.
Okay, well, he hasn't said much, he being Tyler, up until now. And they just did a 30-minute interview the other day. And we're going to watch it. Hi, Cindy. Hello, Victoria. Welcome.
And also, no one's been ruled out there, so.
But they are cooperating. The parents are cooperating with the law enforcement.
So, True Crime with Eve, thank you for that. She said every press release had less information or taken away, except for the last presser. Timeline shrunk between 6:40 and 7. So we're at a 20-minute time frame here now. So that's where you got the 20 minutes from. I didn't realize that. So he changed a blown out diaper.
Now it's 6:40.
Yeah, so he changed a blown out diaper, ordered food. At what point did the neighbors bring him back or watch him go back? And was
I
he
haven't
running
seen any,
around in his
exact
underwear?
times. Well, yeah,
Mm-mm.
because he was in his boxer shorts, wasn't he? A t-shirt and boxer
Yeah, and they would definitely
shorts.
have
Don't know.
times if they had Ring doorbells. They're going to be able to match
Yeah.
the neighbor's story to the Ring doorbell.
Mm-hmm. And if you went to multiple
Oh,
neighbors as well, they'd be able to
shit.
track. Huh?
What?
Where did
What
you,
if his
is
had
that
seen him since that
confirmed?
morning?
Is
Ooh.
that confirmed, though?
So the older kids were there as well. I thought it was just
I thought it was just
the
the
younger
daughter.
one.
And then he said something about him being inside with his brother. That's when he. Oh, where did it? I went outside to smoke, and Monkey wasn't outside, so I figured he was inside with his brother.
Oh,
So the others
she
were
said it on a
there.
live herself.
Oh, what?
The
This
daughter.
makes you a stranger.
Yeah, and
Well, let's go on and let's watch this interview and see what we get from this, because I've never seen the two of them talk like this long together.
Mhm.
So I wanna get a feel for this. Let me get rid of that, and then my God, my eyes are like burning for some reason. I think because I'm tired. You think?
it's your fruit flies.
It's the fruit flies. You're so mean, Heather J.
I know. I get it from my twin.
Yes, you do. You both are evil. Okay, here we go. Captions or no captions? If it's annoying, let me know.
So we just got off the press conference. Can you tell me a little bit about how you're feeling about how it went and what type of information that they released, and how the investigation is going in your perspective?
I know there's a lot of stuff that they're working on that is new stuff that made me very hopeful that I'm not going to go into, but we both know that they're working tirelessly, so I always feel good when coming out of there. They work very hard.
And when you say hopeful, can you kind of explain what that means to you, with these new leads, but you know what they're looking into?
We both tried to stay hopeful through the whole thing, but the things that they're working on make me hopeful that we'll have answers eventually, and he'll come home.
He's coming home, and they're not going to give up.
I get in the chair.
You get in the chair.
So with
Buggy, come here.
with the update that Huff gave when he said that they're looking in the area again,
Small one, right?
do you know do you know kind of if they're looking at people that you guys know, or is it really just general, or is there anything you can speak to on that, or that?
We don't really know anything other than
There's
persons
nothing
of
that we can
interest.
speak on that matter, and they're looking into every lead and persons of interest. We don't know those, and what I can say is that they're they're doing everything they possibly can. Everything they possibly can to find Michael. So
Does it, so Huff said, well, I mean, the family hasn't been cleared, but they've been cooperative. I mean, do you have any comment on that? Like, some people speculate that, oh, because the family hasn't been cleared, that they're guilty, or they're this.
Okay, I have a question. I'm surprised it took me this long to have a question, but I have one. The t-shirts. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
They're cool and stuff, but how are they going to find that boy from those t-shirts?
Yeah, it's not a very clear picture of him at all.
Yeah.
No, it's like pop art or some shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't even look.
I can't tell
it
what that
doesn't
child
even
looks
look
like.
him.
Doesn't
No.
even look like a child.
No.
Weird. I don't know.
Mm.
I mean, I would want the best photo of my
Strange.
baby right there. Like, this is what he looks like. This is how his nose is. This is how his nostrils are. Look, see the corners of his mouth. You would know every little detail about your kid. I would not want that.
You can't see the color of
I'm
his
not trying
hair,
to be.
the color
I'm
of
not
his
trying to be
eyes.
mean, but I mean, maybe it would be more helpful to go on
No, it's
TV.
true though. I mean, this is the first interview that they've done together. Mhm.
Yeah, like it's weird.
I think in this
Like
one
you're
they'd
going to
have
be
his
on national
actual-
TV.
like an actual picture of his face. Like this is what everyone's going to see, and you can't even
Yeah.
make out what.
Yeah. I mean, but this is, I don't know. Bizarre. Okay, let's keep going.
This, but I mean, what do you guys take away from that? Because obviously it can be hard to clear somebody, you know, just because everything is so outstanding. I kind of wondering, Tyler, what do you think about that?
I think they're doing everything they can to find Michael, and like you said, it's extremely hard to be.
Okay, I'm so
100%.
distracted by just my thoughts. Another question: is this their house? Is this where Michael went missing from? Do we know?
I don't know.
Was the address 911 9th or something like that? I'm just curious. If somebody knows in chat, let me know.
on anybody, so we're just taking it as it goes, and I'm sure eventually we'll get there.
Have you guys been told otherwise? Because I know there's been rumors circulating around just online and even just around the community. Have you guys been told otherwise about being cleared?
Oh,
we are, working with
I didn't like that reaction. Oh, oh boy. Okay, so what I wanted to say this, everybody's saying yes, that's their house. Why are there not flyers in the windows? Why aren't there signs with Monkey's face all over the yard? What's going on? This is where he was last seen, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you have, I mean, Summer Wells is at the top of a mountain and they even had a banner out there. Where's the awareness?
Not one
Just
thing
wondering.
that you can identify.
And this
them.
is very important interview. I don't know why Grandpa's in the background with the
It is strange.
baby.
That's distracting.
Why is no? What I want to know is why Grandpa's
Yeah.
staying within an earshot. Grandpa wants to know what the fuck they're saying. Why?
Mhm.
Any other adult would take that baby and either go inside, go, take a walk, give them privacy, quiet, so they can focus and talk about their son. This dude he's not leaving. He wants to be within an earshot. He wants to know everything they say. Remember, Grandpa found him the first time he wandered off too. What's going on here? Why is Grandpa acting like that?
It's odd.
I saw that Brandy kind of looked at him a little annoyed when he was behind the reporter and in the camera and the baby was, making all kinds of noise, she kind of gave like this, like, kind of like a, just go away, like, come on, take her. I kind of got that feeling. Oh, Grandpa lived there as well. Okay, let's keep going. I just noticed that, like,
Where was
any
he
other.
working or something?
I don't know.
I didn't know that he lived there too.
No, I don't think that it's cute for him to be hovering in the background. I think it's distracting and it takes away from the message. He owns the home? Oh, Lord.
And that's his father, right?
No, it's hers.
Oh, her father?
Yeah, it's her dad.
And like you said, it's extremely hard to be 100% on anybody. So we're just taking it as it goes, and I'm sure eventually we'll get there.
Have you guys been told?
Oh, it's his dad.
'Cause I know there's been rumors circulating around.
Shit, this whole time I thought it was her dad. Wow, that's his father. Oh, shit. Are you guys there?
Yeah.
That changes a lot for me. I thought it was hers. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I got to look at this. And they live with him.
Mm-hmm.
Randy actually threatened an advocate with bodily harm.
Oh.
Lori Staggs
wow.
is wid.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. He hasn't talked all this time, and now when he is, his dad's hanging around him.
Hovering.
Like listening to everything.
I don't care what the story is behind the t-shirts. It's weird. Those are not find missing kid t-shirts. No. How about April Snow? You go fuck yourself. I say that in the most lovingly way possible. That's what we're doing right now. No one is watching that kid regularly. I bet someone in the vicinity knew that and was just waiting to pounce. That could be.
Well, the police do believe that he was taken.
Eve says, make
Yeah,
sure
they
to
do.
watch the person in the background going in the garage. Oh, I know. Wait, I got to. Oh, my sound bites aren't working. If I did, I would have said, fuck directly off.
Sure, eventually we'll get there.
FDO.
Right. FDO, bitch.
Told otherwise, because I know there's been rumors circulating around just online and even just around the community. Have you guys been told otherwise about being cleared?
Wait,
We are,
I'm actually
working
distracted,
with
and
law
I'm going to
enforcement.
clarify something right now. Number one, we've never covered this case. We've covered it. I've done one video on this case. This is brand new to us. If it's going to frustrate you, if it's going to piss you off, you may want to go watch someone who's more advanced in this case, because we're not here. We're learning as we go. We don't know it all. We didn't claim to know it all. We're discussing it. We're bringing awareness to the fact that this 6-year-old boy has been missing for over a year. So that's the only time I'm going to say it. If anybody has any smart ass comments about how we don't know what we're talking about, blah, 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 moderators, please just block them, because it's really distracting from what we're trying to do. Thanks. Can we focus now? The person going in the garage was the dad. Okay. That was his dad. I didn't miss it. He's taking the baby and he went in the garage.
100%.
Right?
And I will say that they are a very, very big part of our lives continuously. And we will continue to work with them 110%.
A lady went in? Maybe it's his
So
girlfriend.
When everything is cleared, or
When they're ready to take that step, we'll be grateful, but we know it takes time.
And just with information that's been released in the past year, I mean, it was pretty consecutive in the first early months. Started to slow down a little bit just from police. And now it's been a while. This was the first press conference we've had since November, which I guess kind of contributes to just speculation around the community. With the lack of information that's been released from police in the past 6 months, which has led to this speculation, do you think law enforcement should release more information, or just to combat those people that are coming up with these theories?
Most of the theories, I think, are completely not grounded in reality for the
Like
most
what?
part.
Which ones?
And I wouldn't want them to release anything that jeopardized the case. I mean, the person that has Michael could be watching, and I mean, it's I wouldn't want them to put anything out that they shouldn't.
I believe they've done an amazing job, and they continue to do an amazing job, and they're not, they know the facts, they know the truth, they have the truth, and the things they are working on is very important, because Michael is our son and they want him home just as much as we do. So for them to do what they're trying to do in their jobs is highly important, and I respect that. Yes, it is frustrating at times, but yeah.
Back in December, you told me that you believe Michael was taken. Do you still feel that same way today? And has there been new developments or anything that's made you feel more strongly about that?
Yes, sir. Wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly.
Wait, what was the question? I was distracted by the way his chin is cut out of his beard.
Oh my God, Jay.
It's so weird. I can't get. I'm sorry. It's distracting. No. What was the question? Is she,
Now we can't unsee that.
how could you not see it in the first place?
I didn't notice
Oh
it
my
more.
gosh. I don't
I'm still
know,
kind
man.
of stuck on him saying that all the theories are based in reality. Like, what reality? Because reality is that the time makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
what
what's
theories are
confusing
out
people
there
and
that are
making
out
people
of
question
reality?
things.
And it's his timeline. I mean,
And just theories based
Come on.
around him. Yeah, it's literally his. And it's
Mhm.
their story. It's what they said to start with. And how it
yeah.
changed over time.
He's the one. He's the one that was the last one to see his son. He's the one that was responsible for him, and he thinks all the
Mhm.
theories are out of this universe. Of course, he does.
Yeah.
So I did
Like,
see the
look at
girl
me.
walking in and out of the garage. I mean, that could be friends, family. They had like a thing that day. So I don't know why is that sus? I'm not sure. And she says that Ellie knows the truth. I think she means they know our truth. Don't look at us. That's the way I kind of took it.
But they said no one's been ruled out, so they're still going to be looking at everything. Otherwise,
they're
they would
not
have already
cleared.
come out.
After
No.
a year, they're not cleared.
No.
And
Okay.
police aren't telling them everything too.
No, and
So-
she sure wants to make people think they are.
Mm-hmm.
I think she has positioned herself in these interviews as being in the know. They're not telling them shit. Why did this person not help with Buggy, the youngest? You'll see in a minute. Okay.
And has there been new developments or anything that's made you feel more strongly about that?
Yes, sir. Wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly. And we're going to find him. And whoever decided that they could take Michael, they need, or has information, they need to come forward. It's been almost a year. It has been 351 days.
Do you feel strongly one way or the other if it was a stranger or somebody that knew him at all? Do you feel any which way about that, or do you just not know?
Don't know.
Don't know.
We
don't
definitely
know.
feel that he was taken. I mean, Tristan's been here from the beginning, but it was
Day one.
thousands of people here. He's not here. So he must be somewhere else.
Tyler, can you walk us through just that night? I know you were home with the kids. Can you just walk us through everything that happened last July?
Went back to change bug. Michael was playing on his Switch. She was sleeping, so it took a minute for me to rouse her. And then I changed a diaper and ordered pizza. Probably took me.
Bullshit. Bullshit. He woke the baby up and she was shitty?
Yeah, that's been his story. He woke her up.
She had a
and
really
she was
messy
Why?
sleeping.
Why'd he wake her up?
Yeah.
Why would you wake a sleeping baby? Furthermore, if she had a shitty diaper that was that bad, don't you think she would have been woke up by that messy diaper and been crying? I mean, she's 2.
Mhm.
She's not like 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
She can speak. Mm. Mm-mm. And then he's like, then I order a pizza. Then it's like he has it memorized at this point. You don't ever wake a sleeping baby. No man would wake a sleeping baby.
I don't know, 15 minutes maybe, and came back
Here
out
comes Grandpa.
and went outside to smoke, and Monkey wasn't outside, so
Where was baby girl when he went outside to smoke? Did he leave her alone too?
I don't know if he's ever said.
Like, where was baby girl when he smoked?
and ordered pizza.
Wait, let me
Probably took
rewind that again. That was weird.
Last July.
Went back to change bug. Michael was playing on his Switch. She was sleeping, so it took a minute for me to rouse her. And then I changed a diaper and ordered pizza. Probably took me, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe. And came back out and went outside to smoke, and Monkey wasn't outside, so I figured he was inside with his brother, wasn't inside, and then I started to freak out, and it's all kind of a...
So he did all of that and he thought the kid was outside just hanging out in 103 degree weather. It was 103 degrees that day. 103 degrees. Who has their children playing in 100 degree heat?
Unattended too.
I figured he was outside, so I went outside to have a smoke, and his mouth is so dry. Is he on Xanax? Is he taking an anti-anxiety? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Can make your mouth dry.
Yeah, he could be. I mean, they seem very off in this interview. Like,
Oh, yeah, and that doesn't make sense. He saw Michael on the couch playing his Switch, but then after he changed the poopy diaper, he was like, oh, maybe Michael's outside. I'm going to go outside and smoke. Where's the Switch? Was it still on the couch? Or did Michael run outside with the Switch? Annabelle, yep.
So if the brother was there, did he not see him leave? Like, where was the brother?
Where's the
Was he in the
brother?
same room, or was he in a different room?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they probably looked in their garbage for a shitty ass diaper. I wonder if one existed.
I'll be right back. I've just got to go for a minute.
Okay.
Kind of a blur from there, just running all over the neighborhood and
Someone warned and said the child gets very loud.
tickle, tickle.
Aw.
Did you,
What time was that?
I ordered the pizza at 6:40. I really couldn't tell you any other timestamp besides that with 100% certainty. And I don't even know if that's when
Oof.
I entered the order.
I just got a lot of anxiety just then. That little girl just wants their attention. I don't like this situation. Are you guys there? This kind of freaks me out. Like, if they think that he was, I'm assuming they think he was abducted.
That's what the police say they believe happened.
But what is Brandy saying? Is Brandy agreeing with that? Like somebody took him?
I think so.
Okay. If you thought somebody took your kid, why would you have your 2-year-old on TV?
You wouldn't.
Why would you even want her in the background? I would be afraid that someone's going to come take her. So why is Grandpa trying to like interrupt this interview and like throw things off? And why is he hovering with the baby? All 3 of those people know where this little boy is. I feel like all 3 of them know.
Oh, I agree with you.
Why would you put that baby on TV? I would be petrified. I would have padlocks on the door. I would be so worried that my other child was going to be abducted and she's running around like in the open. That's scary. A false alleged abduction? What does that mean? So far we've got t-shirts that don't have a clear picture of the missing boy, Grandpa hovering, baby girl being shown on TV, nationwide, worldwide even. But they're worried that this child was abducted from his home. But the baby's on every interview, even the ones on YouTube with YouTubers. She's on Zoom or whatever.
Yeah, she's in like every interview.
Except for Hidden True Crime podcast because
She blocked her
Lauren
out.
she blocked the baby girl out.
Or when I finished the order or what? The receipt said 6:40.
and were you in the house when you ordered or were you outside?
No, I was in the back bedroom with Bug.
He was sleeping.
Following, I mean...
I bet you he was sleeping. He was in the back bedroom. Why would he be in the back bedroom? When Monkey's supposed to be in the living room on his Switch. Why would you leave him in the living room by himself? And be in the bedroom with the baby? Does that make any sense?
It doesn't to me.
Something isn't right. I mean, this just doesn't... This doesn't make sense.
That you didn't know where Michael was. I mean, what did you do then? Did you knock on neighbors' doors? Did you...
I came outside and I looked down the street and I hopped in the car and called Brandy and drove to the splash pad and and then all over the neighborhood, walking, running, driving. Like I couldn't tell you where. I mean, I didn't leave the neighborhood, but all up and down this, 8th Street complex, we were both all over.
Some of the people that like to speculate are wondering, well, why did you call Brandy? Why didn't you just call the police first? I mean, what was your thought going into that? I mean, obviously it probably wasn't rational because you were anxious. But I mean, can you just explain a little bit about your process in that way?
I was scared, and she was the first person I thought to call. I needed her home as fast as I could because I was panicked and out of my mind.
Thank you, Steve.
Just going off of that question, I just think, I'm sure you guys see a lot of the stuff online as well. I mean, last person to see is people speculate about that. What would you say just to people to help clear your name a little bit?
Why is she rubbernecking?
Anybody that's looked into the timeline, I feel like,
Did you hear her breathe?
there was no time
Yeah.
for me to do anything. Not to mention, I didn't leave the neighborhood besides in a cop car for 2 or 3 weeks. I mean,
Wait,
there's
what?
thousands.
Wait, what did he say?
For me to do anything. Not to mention, I didn't leave the neighborhood besides in a cop car for 2 or 3 weeks. I mean,
Did he have his
There's-
wisdom teeth out or something? Why is he so swollen?
I don't know. Something's off with him. Something's not right there.
Mm-mm. I mean, does he have, like, chew in his cheek? Is he freaking swollen? I mean, what's the deal here? Does the grandpa ever speak?
I know he does on his Facebook.
Does he speak or type?
Oh no, he types.
Okay, so he hasn't spoken.
I haven't.
I mean,
seen it.
anybody can type. I'm wondering why Gramps isn't sitting down, joining in, since it's his house that this kid went missing from. Why isn't Grandpa sitting there? Where was Grandpa that day?
I want to know where he is and why no one got it. He was in that house as well, and the brother was in the house too, but they're not mentioned. Like, were they asked what happened? Was the brother asked what happened? It's just
I don't
strange.
know. Tabitha, good eye. They have 3 chairs. So was Grandpa supposed to be part of the program?
I guess possible, but then he was looking after the little girl.
Yeah. Looking after the little girl.
And also, he didn't speak because he said that he didn't want to be in the spotlight, and he felt bad that he was the last person to see him. But at the same time, like, push all that aside. You want to find your son. You're going to want to talk about it, surely.
I thought she also said that she didn't want him speaking. Didn't she say that in one of the
Why didn't
interviews?
she want him?
Can one of you guys send
Why?
Maligator the link, please? I can't
Yep, I will.
do it. Thanks.
I mean,
I'm
that's
sorry.
a huge question. Why wouldn't she want him to talk? Like, does she know something?
Yeah. Brandy said Grandpa pulled up when she got there, but nobody has ever said where he was coming back from. Right?
Okay.
And this dude hasn't left the house except in a cop car for 3 weeks. Why is he getting taken away in a cop car?
Someone said he had polygraphs done. Was that when he had them done? In that 2 weeks?
He must not have passed because they didn't clear him.
They said in chat he didn't pass. They said he did 2, but he didn't pass. I know that they're not 100% reliable. But
He was
failed
at the local
twice.
watering hole and to get a haircut, Grandpa.
Oh, gosh. Watering hole.
Oh, that's why they were. Oh, that's why they were searching in Weaver or whatever the name of that town is, because that's where Grandpa got his haircut. Remember in the last live we were searching and we were looking at Weaver or Wyver or whatever it's called. The reason they were looking there is because that's where Grandpa said he was getting his haircut and having drinks with friends. So they must suspect Grandpa.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess anyone who was potentially around is going to be a suspect.
I mean, everybody is at this point.
Oh, Wiser.
Mm-hmm.
So he took 2 polygraphs and failed the first one and flipped out.
But how
and
do we
started-
know this? Because did Ellie share that information? Because I didn't see that in what I was reading.
She talked, and they said that he started like throwing and breaking things because he was so upset, saying that.
Who said that? Brandy?
She talked about it, and she had talked about it. And this is the first.
But we
time,
believe her. At
Brandy
this point?
talked about it in his polygraphs.
And well, he
Where?
got the first one, but not the second.
Where can I find that?
I mean, I'm guessing.
What's his last name? Because somebody said they're not even married. Is he the Vaughan then, or is she?
Last name.
He is.
He's Vaughan.
He's the Vaughan. Okay, she's not Brandy Vaughan then.
No.
He's the one, yeah. Brandy Neal.
And this is the first time he's talked since he went missing. She said because he doesn't handle things as well and he's not good with public speaking, which obviously we can see. But I think it's other reasons in my own opinion.
Well, that's kind of selfish when your 5-year-old's missing.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you worried about how good of a public speaker someone is?
Yeah.
The truth doesn't falter. If someone's telling the truth, it doesn't matter if they're a good public speaker or not. That's bullshit.
No, and people expect them to not be good at public speaking because they're just parents. They're
right.
not trained in media.
They're not newscasters.
They don't expect that.
It's not a fucking interview for News Nation, for God's sakes.
To be perfect.
And Tyler's his middle name.
No. We do expect someone to be out there talking.
Yeah, he's a junior, right?
Yeah, he's Robert Tyler. And
Well,
his
I'm just
dad's
looking up to see if he's taken a lie detector test because I don't see any articles on that. I'm not going off another YouTuber.
Oh, she's talked about it.
I'm not talking about her. They're not talking about her in chat. They're talking about another YouTuber said it. And I'm not going off that. I'm going off Ellie.
I don't know about another YouTuber saying it.
Well, they're talking about Chris M and they're throwing out all these names and I can't go off that. That's how rumors get started. So I'm looking here and I don't see any articles that talk about this dad taking a lie detector test. Obviously, Ellie doesn't want us to know that, or it's a lie.
I thought I heard it in a private interview with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone else interviewing them, not the news.
Oh my God, that would not be a good thing to say in an interview.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was her, not him, because he hasn't spoke since.
He hasn't said
That's why I was
anything.
wondering, Brandy saying they old.
Yeah, the first one, and that he got angry, and then
It was on Chris McDonough's channel, apparently, that she said it. But why would she share that?
I think to say because he passed the second one, that he was so upset that he failed the first one, that he got angry and emotional, and then he took.
I don't believe anything this lady says. Her kid's been missing for over a year, and she's not cleared.
And they're just so calm.
I don't believe any of it.
Mm.
Your kid doesn't go missing for over a year and you're not cleared.
Yeah, it's all
When I had a 5-year-old, if my 5-year-old went missing, I would have been cleared that day. That day.
same.
I mean, we're talking over a year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it did come from Brandy.
And they said that she never said he passed the second one. And she failed one too, Bonnie Bailey says.
Oh, gosh. I didn't hear her say that. I don't know. But
I just don't know how you can take her word on anything at this point. I mean, I'm literally watching this interview. I'm just dissecting it because obviously something's wrong if they haven't been cleared.
Mm-hmm.
And her daughter had just left home, her older daughter, and went and stayed somewhere else. And
I mean, do you see this chat? This is insane. Look, she never took one. Brandy didn't take a polygraph. And then someone else says she failed.
I don't think she took one because she was at work.
Yeah.
She was verified at work.
See, this is YouTube. That's what happens with YouTube. This is exactly why Summer Wells' case is a fucking mess.
But out of her mouth, she did say he failed his polygraph. Because I did hear her say that.
I don't doubt that he failed, but I don't know.
And there's been a lot of heat of people like coming at her of him not coming out. And I think that's why he came out on this video.
Well, I think he's probably getting a lot of pressure. It's been over a year. I mean, the kid had a birthday come and go.
Yep.
I mean, if that's the house he went missing from, I would have fucking posters in the window for everybody that drove by. My kid went missing from this location. Did you see anything? I mean, what the hell? Get off YouTube and start putting signs in your yard.
Saying though, like they've got their kid on there in the background and stuff. They're outside their own house. I wouldn't want to be outside my house having an interview with my kid there. Like, you're showing everyone your front door. Everyone see what your house looks like and your kids.
Your address. Your address. This is where
from your house. I want to be there. Do this.
This is where a 2-year-old lives that's not watched well.
Yeah.
Here's our address.
And if you've watched like multiple of her interviews, they've all changed. Like his timeline, it went from like 10 minutes to 20 minutes now missing, went from 6:30 to 6:40. And now we don't even really know who called 911.
The damn pizza made it there before they called 911.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been changed.
Did they eat it too?
I don't know.
Let's keep listening.
You would hope not.
Thousands of people everywhere. I mean, there's nothing that I could have done. And I don't know how some people don't see that, but.
What?
Talk to me about your relationship.
The dude has no regrets? There's nothing he could have done?
What? He said there's nothing.
What?
And he doesn't see how people don't see.
So guilty.
What? It doesn't even make sense.
I mean, you said your kid was on the switch and you just went out to smoke a cigarette and looked at for him outside. Makes no sense.
What,
And
potato?
people's theories are all like not based in reality and stuff. He said these people's theories are not based in reality and things, but his timeline's changing and he's saying, I couldn't have done anything any differently. Really?
And I don't know why people can't see that. Wow.
Yeah. Like, why are people questioning? Like, it all makes sense. No, it
Any
doesn't.
parent would be saying, I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have done this. You'd have a million things that you should have done.
Yeah.
It's weird. He was recently asked why he didn't speak out, and this is a quote, because I was the one at home. I feel like a fucking shithead because I was a responsible party. I don't like being in the public eye at all. It's because to some extent I blame myself. It's all about him.
Uh-huh.
Like, your child is missing. This is not about you. Get over your fears. Get over whatever.
Look at his fingers on his left hand. He's picking. He's touching. He was messing with his foot. She stays unbelievably still
dry mouth.
and
So
calm.
weird.
And she takes these super deep breaths, trying to keep her composure or something.
Mm-hmm.
What was he like to you?
Is, sir, is.
What is he like to you?
He's my best little buddy. We do, comic books, monster trucks. He's the sweetest little boy in the world. He was always trying to help.
Oh,
He's perfect with his sister. They have an amazing relationship.
both his sisters.
Both his sisters. He's a wonderful, wonderful little boy, and he doesn't deserve this.
What can you tell Buggy after it's been this long? I mean, how
She's really comforting him. See that? She reached over to grab his hand with both her hands.
Yep.
do you explain to such a small child like what's going on? And I know that's really hard to answer, but I mean, how do you tell her?
And could this interviewer
we
stop?
can't say when our older two go to their dads that they're bye-bye right now, because that's the only thing that I could figure. I for 2 months I didn't know what to tell her, and she had just really started talking at that point, and so we don't say bye-bye because Monkey is just bye-bye right now, and he's coming home. He'll be home. He's just bye-bye right now. So
Look at his foot.
Does she ask for you?
And she seems so much more distraught than him. He's just
I was just
going.
about to say his foot picked up some speed then.
Up his pictures and give him kisses.
Yeah, and he
Set him up in
also
front of the
like
cop.
looked back at his dad
And
or
look at his
whoever.
smirk. Look at his smirk.
Well, I think she's the one. She says she's the badass, and she's the one holding it all together. So when you see her reach over and grab him, that's her, I think, trying to hold him together through this fucking interview. I think that's what she thinks she's doing. That's the feeling I get from their body language. Just watch. I'm going to mute it. Just watch how she reaches over to him like it's almost like she thinks he needs her to like comfort him and get him through it. Because I don't see him reaching for her ever, consoling the mother, holding her up. Yeah, she's grasping onto him. I just look at her.
And she side eyes him a lot.
I mean, when you watch people slower, you really see their mannerisms.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him. He's staring off into fucking space.
Yeah. That's what I said. He seems like he just don't want to be there. Fidgeting, twirling his foot. I'm sorry I jumped in.
I
on
get
your
the
guys'
feeling, I just get the feeling that he's drugged or something. I mean, look how much she's
I feel
moved
like she's nervous
compared to
about what he
him.
might say as well.
You think?
She grabs his hand.
Well, like
leaning
what
into him
Tracy
as well.
And she's taken over too, hasn't she? Because look, he hasn't moved a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't. All he's moved is his thumb and his finger. He's still. Look how much she's moved, and this is in slow-mo.
And the words he
Weird.
talks, what he says is Brandy's words, what she said in a prior interview. He's using her words.
Oh, it sounds like a script. That's what we were saying.
Mm-hmm.
don't say bye-bye because Monkey is
Now
just
watch
bye-bye
him.
right now. And he's coming home. He'll be home. He's just by right now. So
It's when his foot picked up, Potato.
Yeah,
When he comes home.
his foot goes crazy when she said he's home.
Coming
And
home.
now
Set him up in front of the coffee table and watch TV with him.
she pulls out his Batman cape and
He has no emotion.
None.
Zero.
It just amazes
He
me.
has no emotional. Oops, fuck. Oh my,
No.
my bad.
Nope.
Not
He
even
has
with
no.
her
We're,
crying.
he has no emotional reaction to her being this upset.
Every day
Hold on, I think I went too far.
No, she reaches over and consoles him. He does nothing.
He never
Nothing. And
wants
even
so
when she
far.
breaks down.
can't say when our older two go.
Mm-mm.
I gotta find where I was. Oh, right here.
pick up his pictures and give him kisses. Set him up in front of the coffee table and watch TV with him.
Oh, like that's good enough that she sets his picture there and watches TV with her brother. And he's just like it's matter of fact.
She pulls out his Batman cape and
Jesus.
She seems like a very headstrong little girl.
oh yeah.
I wonder where she gets that from.
I don't know where she gets that from.
Looking back, as we approach the 1 year mark, what do you, besides finding Uncle, bringing him home, what would you like to see law enforcement? What would you like to see the community? What would you like to see the world continue to do?
Keep his face out there. Don't let the story go away.
Bring him home.
Bring him home.
Okay, I'm not trying to be critical here, but keep his face out there. You two are sitting there in t-shirts. You can't even see his face. I see nothing in the
His face.
background. Yeah. Nothing in the background. No flyer in hand.
Didn't they have a floor something where her face was like you could see her?
That's what somebody said. I've never seen it. I've never seen that. But that's what someone said, that
Yeah,
her face was on the first one. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't keep his face out there. It's like, dude, you're on TV right now doing an interview and you don't even have his face out there. What?
Hope that, somebody finally sees one of these, or somebody finally gets the courage to come forward and give that tip that leads us to him, or maybe the person that has him, drop him off at a hospital or a police station or whatever. Just let him come back home.
You mentioned hope. What does hope look like right now?
The strength with law enforcement and our community members and our family. All of us standing strong, that none of us are going to stop. Not a single one of us will stop. Michael is going to come home, and we're going to do the best we can to help others as well.
What does it feel like?
Okay, I'm just going to say right now that I wouldn't want her looking for my missing kid.
Nah.
I mean, I'm not trying to be mean here, but you haven't been cleared of your own missing kid. How can you step up and help other people?
And the grip he has on his foot.
Yeah, the
just
whole
gets,
focus should be on their
Mm.
own.
it gets like tighter and tighter.
I mean, there's people in their world that are helping them find their son. I don't understand why his face is not in camera's view.
Mm-mm.
It's perplexing.
It was very quick year and long year at the same time. Like time is a
It
weird
can't be
thing.
a year. It can't be.
How do you go through every day without him being found? I mean, it's been a year. What does your day-to-day look like? I mean, you just...
Every day is a struggle. It's kind of how we do it is day to day. I don't want to get out of bed every day.
What?
But we do it.
Did he giggle?
It is day to day.
Well, he
I
was
don't
so
want to
quick,
get out
yeah.
of bed every day.
What potatoes?
But we
Laughing.
What potato?
He's in a quick year, and then he quickly corrected himself and said,
And said it's been a long
"Hello,
year at the
can you hear
same
me?"
time.
Still breaking out. Yeah, the same. So he said it's been a quick year, and then actually it's been quite a long year as well.
Snow said she made up her mind. He's guilty. The giggling is really uncomfortable and really inappropriate. Like, you know, not a time to giggle. I'm slowing it down because you know how I am.
Your day-to-day look like? I mean, you just...
every day is a struggle.
Look at that foot.
It's kind of how we do it is day to day. I don't want to get out of bed every day.
Really? And when you slow it down, you can really see how much he's actually moving his foot. Like,
Such a strange time for
oh yeah, very.
Yeah.
Everything is off on this.
But we do it. We do it, and we try to keep our stuff together
Try.
and just get through every day. Hoping every day gets us closer to being whole again.
Look at that foot, man. It don't stop.
You were with law enforcement, just how this whole system works before. Do you guys read, study other missing children's cases? And do you compare Michael's to other missing children's cases? Do you see timelines? And is there anything you've learned or obtained just in this last year that's kept you going? Or is there any cases that are similar to Michael's that you've seen success from?
Yes. I have. You know, it's very hard, right?
I stay off of the social media.
There have been a lot of cases that have brought hope, and I continue to share those. And
Why
Her
doesn't she say?
breathing.
Why doesn't she say, "Come here, baby"? You know what I mean? Like, I just would not want to let my child go. I would have a really hard time with this. She didn't smile right. It was
Yeah,
like
so
all her
would I.
so
You
delayed.
would want your child to be out of your sight.
But somebody get this dude some hand sanitizer so he can hand sanitize after touching the bottom of his shoe. Because it's grossing me out. I mean, come on, Tyler. Everybody knows the bottom. The bottom of your shoe is so gross.
Taking over this interview now, huh?
Wow, her smile went as quick as it came. Did you see that? I don't mean to dissect these people. I really don't. But when you haven't been cleared, watch how quickly her smile goes away.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking over this interview now, huh?
Why wouldn't you still be smiling? It's
Oh, you're gonna be a reporter.
Bugs.
She looks annoyed.
I want to help wherever I can. And our whole family does.
We got the monkey's law out there, and there's at least one more big one that other states have that Idaho does not, that I would like to see implemented here, that I think would have been a huge tool at the beginning of this.
And when
So
you say big one, like an alert, is what you're referring to?
not an alert.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Mom.
I don't even know how much I can go into it, but there's. It has to do with warrants. Like in some other states, they wouldn't have had to do the warrants. They would have just gotten the information they needed.
Procedures for law enforcement
Right
to be able to utilize the tools that they needed.
oh, she just took right over.
She did too.
Whoa. Why is Grandpa being so rude? He's really interrupting this interview like over and over.
Trying to find your missing grandson. Like, why are you doing this?
Um,
Hi, Dad. Hi, Mom.
I don't even know how much I can go into it, but there's.
He totally ignored her.
It has to do with warrants. Like in some other states, they wouldn't have had to do the warrants. They would have just gotten the information they needed.
Procedures for law enforcement
Right
to be
off.
able to utilize the tools that they needed
He feels dumb.
at their discretion, instead of waiting, having to write up a warrant and
Wait 6
wait
months
for a
you know,
judge and
a handful of information when there's
6
20,
months.
30, 40 handfuls of information that they need, but they can only get so much at a time, and they have to wait for the warrants to come through for all that. And so
So this process has been pretty long
yes,
for you guys.
yes, and there's a law that could be changed that would have made that part of it a lot shorter.
We mentioned this back in December when we spoke, talking about who do you turn to in times like this? What kind of support groups are out there? Nobody knows what you guys are going through besides you guys. You mentioned that it doesn't get easier. Some days you just want to stay in bed all day. Have you guys found more support just in this past 6 months since we last spoke?
Brandy's been pretty heavy in counseling since the beginning. I'm in a peer group through the John Walsh
I
Foundation.
help them to have foundation.
Why is he asking her? If he's in this group, why is he asking what it's through? I bet it keeps you real busy, buddy.
So I speak with another lady every week out, and she's been through a very similar situation. So it's that's helped me.
We've
I
also,
tried the
with a few other foundations.
yeah.
They've been very helpful. Kane and Melissa.
The Karen Harmon Foundation has been extremely helpful.
I mean, not maybe necessarily the same situation, but
Melanie Sanderson. She says, I'm from the area. I truly 100% believe the parents. I have met Brandy personally. I believe them. Well, maybe you would be a good one to maybe explain, Melanie, why it's a good idea if their kid was abducted that their 2-year-old is all over interviews. I'm confused. I mean, make it make sense.
Can we sit down?
No one would be seeing my other child. No one.
You know, the hope that you two have. What is, I mean, where does that come from? Like, where is it information? Is it, you know, faith or beliefs or just a gut feeling? I mean, where does hope come from within you?
Hearts. We just know we can't give up, and so we have to have hope. And as hard as that is sometimes to hold, we have each other, we have family, and we maintain that hope that he's coming home.
Are you back?
Yeah, I know we still like it.
On my last question, at the press conference today, Chief Huff said that there have been some people that are uncooperative. When you heard that, was that new information to you? Is that something that you guys have heard before? What kind of feeling do you get?
Excuse me.
Yeah. Sorry. That happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably like, why are these cameras on here?
Yeah, but that's...
Or they know, and
What is that like? Just you guys have to kind of keep up.
What was
That's
the
why-
excuse me part about
Everything.
just now?
Wait, what?
When she just said excuse me, and he said
I think
yeah.
somebody was driving by, but why do they have their kid out there? If they think their other one was abducted, why would you have her in sight?
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't.
I sure as hell wouldn't.
It makes zero sense.
Just
we've
safety aside,
only had one
Well-
bad scenario, but
Right.
we do have to deal with stuff like that on
Law
almost
enforcement
the
was
daily.
right here in a minute, so less than a minute.
Was it just someone harassing you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a private press conference when we did it inside the
In
City
November.
Hall. Somebody followed us home from that press conference, and it turned into a
Not a great scenario. So,
But yeah, back to my other question.
Sorry.
Just you said that some people have been uncooperative. What kind of feeling did you guys get? What's going through your mind?
why would you not cooperate? Why? Like, it's been almost a year, and you have watched us walk every inch of this town every day. We work locally. Why? You see us. You see us every day. You see our family. You see our children that are heartbroken. All of us are heartbroken. Why wouldn't you be?
it's a missing
supportive?
child. Why wouldn't you?
And are these people that law enforcement has made you aware of, or is it just they've kept it kind of under wraps, like specific people?
That's to their discretion.
Does that, I guess there's part of you that's like, I want to know every part of this case. I want to know every piece of information. But also law enforcement not giving you every single piece of information. Does that give you a good sense that they're doing what they know is right?
Yes.
I personally have kind of left everything up to them. You know, I'll report stuff that comes to me, of course, when it should have gone there in the first place. But I would say at the beginning of it, we were both very like, we want to know everything. And then
what?
There was. And there are certain things that that happened that changed my mind really fast about wanting to know everything. You know, there's some not very nice people in this world, and we have learned that the hard way.
Yeah. You want to go inside?
We appreciate your time. Is there anything you guys
I
want to say
We'll climb in a second, okay?
before we wrap up?
Please!
Hold on, baby.
Please! Please! Please!
Papa will help you climb.
Papa, please!
The attention's immediately diverted.
She's really cute.
Yeah, is there anything you guys just want to say before we go?
Just, we appreciate the police department and all the agencies involved for keeping doing what they were doing. We appreciate Tristan. He's been very good about keeping the story out there, and we want our baby home.
Please. If somebody knows something, please use your strength, use your courage. Please come forward. Michael deserves to be home with us and our family. His baby sister needs him. His big sister, his big brother, all of us, we all need him.
You're climbing in the tree.
He needs to come home and climb trees with his big little sister. So, please, if please, we are begging as a family, as a whole, as a community, as the world, we're begging, please, have your strength and courage to give us something to bring Michael home. And Monkey, we love you. And we miss
What was
you.
everything?
No.
If
What is that?
we were to get into Michael's
What's that?
head a little bit, would he have
What's that?
known
What's that?
if he was taken,
What's
would
that?
he have known that
What's
he shouldn't be going with these people?
Whistle!
Was he
Whistle! Whistle!
aware, and would he try to contact these
Whistle!
people?
Whistle! Whistle!
You gotta go play with the whistle in the backyard.
He knows where he lives.
Whoa! What's
Okay.
He
that?
knows,
What's
he knows
that?
what city, what state he lives in.
What's that?
And he knows
What's that?
Here.
that
Whistle!
You gotta play with the whistle in the backyard.
Mommy's name. Mommy's real name.
Yeah. Okay.
Go with
So-
Papa and play with the whistle in the backyard.
We were working
Cut his
on phone
mic!
numbers
Cut his mic!
and the address, but he does know where
Oh,
he's
shit.
supposed to be.
Okay, hold up. Just so you know, little girl has a whistle.
Ouch.
Why would he give her a whistle right now?
Do you think he would have
Go play with Papa.
screamed out or yelled out, or if there was someone he didn't know, or that sort of thing?
I believe he would have.
What have they done?
Yeah, the police officers are amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate it, guys.
Is this her here too?
Good evening. We begin tonight.
115 days.
He has not. 15 days. 115 days. He has not been home.
For one of the first times since Michael's disappearance.
All right, guys. Unmute yourselves. Wake up.
Oh, I'm awake after that
Come
whistle.
back to work. Come back to Earth. I'm even more confused than I was before.
Yeah.
So I am actually going to put a link. If I can remember where those links are. Invite guests. There we go. And this link is for Eve. Eve, come on up. Very, very weird vibes. And I don't even know. I'm really confused. Tell me what you guys are thinking.
I just don't understand how they could be so relaxed and calm during all that. I mean, yeah, she was getting upset here and there, but he had zero emotion throughout the entire thing from him.
Completely disconnected from the situation.
Not even that, but even with his kid when she was sitting on his lap.
Yeah.
Same in the first press conference as well. His demeanor was exactly the same.
I mean, could it be that he just is really uncomfortable speaking? I mean, is that possible?
But don't you feel like if your son is missing, no matter how uncomfortable you are, you plead and beg? I mean, I didn't see him shed one damn tear.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I think the whole thing's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes Eve.
She is full of knowledge on this one. So
hey, beautiful.
Ready.
Can you hear us? We can't hear you. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We can't hear. Let me see here. We've got Melanie on Facebook that has met Brandy, and she says they have been through this for a year. The hate has hardened them. They are so entirely sweet people. Yes, he isn't comfortable speaking at all. But why haven't they been cleared? Melanie, that's my question. Number one, why haven't they been cleared? Number two, why aren't they wearing t-shirts with their son's face that's really super clear so everybody knows what he looks like when they do interviews? Number three, why are they letting their 2-year-old get on TV if someone took Michael and they believe someone has him? Why would you put your 2-year-old out there and put your 2-year-old at risk? Those are my 3 questions. And I hope Eve can get her sound working. Oh, I think she dropped.
She did.
Come back, Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be because there's too many of us up? Because I can go down.
No, she was added. Her audio wasn't working. What do you think?
Yeah,
Potato?
her little picture wasn't moving or anything. Like there was a mic there. Well, I felt strange about it right from the beginning. And this interview hasn't made me feel any differently. It still feels very strange.
Mm-hmm.
And it
just doesn't feel right.
They're nice people and things. Like their timeline still doesn't make sense. And there's still lots of questions. And that's all we're
Can y'all hear me?
The things that
hey,
don't make
beautiful.
sense. And acting. Especially him. Hey.
I can hear myself, but not you guys.
Oh, you can't hear us? I don't know why. Make sure your audio is set to when you go into your settings. Make sure your audio says external and it's set to whatever you're listening through. Like mine says external headphones. So there's audio input and output in your settings in case that helps. So Melanie says they are told not to say certain things. She won't let anyone watch the little one. The little one is always with her. I don't know the answer about the t-shirts, but for Michael's birthday celebration in the park, they were wearing them. So they were made for a special thing.
I can hear everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Woohoo.
Yay.
Yay.
Welcome to the panel, Eve. Thanks for calling in tonight.
No, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So what do you got to say? I'm so curious.
I got so much to say. I have been on many panels trying to kind of divert the misinformation part, because that's how it starts.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are either totally invested in hearing, what has been gathered, and then there's some that doesn't care at all. It's either one or the other. So I'm just trying to kind of divert as much misinformation as possible and clear things up.
No, I appreciated you being in chat for sure. And when I said that, I wasn't directing that at you.
Oh, I know.
You're here. So like you're here giving the information that you know. These other YouTubers aren't here and people are just, saying, so-and-so said this, so-and-so had this, and it's just like, this is already like so confusing as it is. So I really, really appreciate you coming up and setting the record straight on what you've learned. And everybody, please subscribe to Eve if you are not already. I think you have a lot of fans here as it is. I see everybody giving you lots of love.
Yeah, thank you guys in the chat. Appreciate that.
Yeah, they've been great. We have a great chat. So if you guys could share her link while we're chatting up here, that would be wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so Eve, my 3 questions. I don't know if you heard them. Number 1, why is the daughter in all these interviews? Like I watched Lauren from Hidden True Crime Podcast, and the baby girl was all up in the camera, but Lauren like cut it off. Because I was just like, oh my gosh, why is the baby there? Like, if this truly was an abduction, I feel like you'd have the baby hidden away.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a speculatory thing where, okay, if I know that my child has been abducted in my heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
My children would never be seen on camera just willy-nilly. Like I would not. They would be away, whatever it took, a babysitter, so that they're not in harm's way. And, scrutiny. You don't want them to be scrutinized as a minor.
No, heck no. You would already feel like your son is exploited.
Yes.
And you don't know where he is. And she says, he didn't deserve this. She said that. He didn't deserve this, or he said that. But you're going to have your little girl like right there, and not just in one interview. It's not like it was just a fluke thing. I haven't even watched many of Brandy, and I've seen her in several. So it just doesn't seem like that would be like the protective behavior of parents who have a currently abducted child.
Right. I mean, I'm not huge on, I guess what it's called, behavioral panelist style kind of things, but because I'm weird, I'm awkward, so I kind of understand. But when it comes to losing your child to a potential predator, I wouldn't care about handling myself a certain way. I would be authentic and those chairs would be thrown. I'd be spitting fire at the camera, like, bring my baby home, you son of a,
Yeah, for sure.
It just feels so staged. Like I call it Brandy Boozled. I actually think Tyler is more authentic in those interviews because he's at least shaking and doing these odd things that he knew he was going to do. So
it's interesting to hear you say that. Does Tyler work?
Yeah, they both work at the same place, grocery store in Payette, which is about, I think, 10, 15 minutes away. They have always worked together in the same places.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So it started out being a bar, and then I don't know if they worked at
They went from
Ore-Ida
bar working together to grocery
food
store.
service, to food service, and then the grocery store. Yeah.
Seems like there'd be better money in a bar. It's kind of interesting. So they
Right.
both work in the grocery store. I just want to confirm, like what I know, and you can tell me if it's correct or not. And they live with Grandpa in Grandpa's house. It's
Correct.
not their house.
Correct.
Okay. So Brandy is not married to him yet. They're getting married soon.
Yeah, she said that on panel, she said that I know that we were going to wait for Michael to get home, but we're hoping that's today. Well, that's hogwash. But yeah, they were going to sign a paper. She said, I'm going to sign the paper. I'm assuming the marriage paper, which, okay. And then they're going to move somewhere away from there.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Move away.
Yeah.
What? They're gonna move house? Why do you even
Hoping to
consider
find
moving away
somewhere
from
else
the
to
last place
kinda-
that he was? Like, they have no idea where he was.
Right. Well, she said early on that I will not go
crazy.
anywhere until my son is home. So when a lot of people heard that and remember that Twitter space where she said that, it broke our hearts.
I don't know anything about a Twitter space. Is that where she's been going live throughout
Yes.
this ordeal?
So before it came to Twitter, thanks to me and others, a few others in the chat actually, it was on Twitter space. So it's kind of like Google Meet without the video.
Mhm.
So you can record it and then people can hop in and out and request to speak. It's pretty cool, but it only lasts for like a certain amount of time and then it comes down permanently.
Oh, okay. So it's
Yeah.
not something that stays up.
Right.
Interesting. Okay.
So she would, that's where she kind of went to at first to, I guess, advocate and do her thing and share tweets. And then so nothing was being done on the case from July to October. And people were like, whoa, you need help. Like, this isn't going anywhere. The more time goes on. And she's like, yeah, I need help. Like, I would love to promote Monkey's case. And then that's when the questions started about the timeline and who was where. And then it just disintegrated from November to March was a absolute crazy mess.
Okay. So the Twitter thing kind of got her to come out, and then she answered some questions maybe she wasn't prepared for, and then changed it after.
Right. Well, yeah. So people got close to Brandy because of the group of, they call them Twitter weasels, I guess, because they're nosy about all of these, the information, right?
The missing people stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And so when they were asking her these questions, you started to see the aggression come out. Like, she would try to explain it and it wouldn't make any sense. She was running her words in circles. Tyler would never speak about it. So these other girls who were trying to protect her started to talk to her in groups and stuff. And then a few of them were like, this doesn't make any sense what she's saying. And if you watch her on certain interviews, you will see that these girls are actually on a camera or on her phone helping her remember the timeline details to speak to the interviewer about.
What?
And then it got just snowballed from there where...
Super weird.
Yeah. And Tyler was only on Twitter Spaces when Brandy like created it but not whenever they were asking questions. He may have spoke a few times. So that's just the odd things that people started noticing. And then when the specific timeline details about the neighbors and the CCTV footage, because that's huge, right? It started changing so much that I think they were at 7 different timeline. They were trying to get 7 different ones and it failed. And that's just the CCTV footage. There's also pizza and baby and the other kids in the house. Yeah. Nuts.
Okay. So that brings me back to like the basics, right? The truth doesn't do all this. right? The truth
Right.
doesn't confuse. The truth doesn't have 7 different versions. If they told the truth from minute 1, none of this would be going on, right? So they have to be guilty of something to some degree.
Yeah, that is my conclusion as well. Even if it's just neglect, bare minimum.
Right.
For not,
Or if there was drugs involved, something. This behavior is just not normal. There's definitely something they're hiding or something wrong. But I just don't know about the mother. I'm torn on the mother at this point.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Like I said, I was brandy boozled, as I called it, because I knew something was wrong the very first time I saw the interview of just her and Tyler and her sister being there, the first one. And then it moved to just her. And I was like, I still feel so off. But it's not just...
It's a good way to put it.
Tyler. It's not just Tyler. I knew there was something with her too. But because of Summer Wells' case, that affected me so badly, I couldn't see and open my eyes and my ears, which I really kicked myself for. But
well, I think we always give the benefit of the doubt, especially as moms, to other moms. We don't want to think that another mom would hide something bad happening to their child at the very least. It's almost unfathomable. So I get it.
Exactly. Well, okay, so this was the big kicker for me.
Okay.
And I know I'm jumping ahead and you're like,
no,
wait.
No, go ahead.
This was the thing. So after months of discrepancies and going back and forth and fighting with the people literally supporting her in Idaho with her versus the Twitter weasels, if you will, there was one point where we were asking her, look, just send over Tyler's call logs. You don't have to, but just send them. Clear it all up so everybody will leave you alone, because you already talked to us. It's out there. You might as well clear it up. And the girl that got close to her was recording and she said, as she's going through the information, she's like, well, it's not like Tyler called anybody to come get our son out of nowhere. Nobody provoked that question or response to a question. It was just, she was frustrated that she wasn't seeing the 911 phone call at the right time. And that's what she said. And then she says, oh, wait, you didn't call the pizza place, as he states still to this day. You ordered it over the phone or over the app, the pizza app.
Oh, did you notice he said that too? He's like, well, whatever it was. I didn't even know I finished it, but the receipt said $6.40. Did you catch that in the one we just watched?
Yes. And
he acted like he didn't even know where he ordered it, like how he ordered it.
And that's what makes me think you were
Weird.
under the influence of something. If you can't even remember how you either called or used the app, those are two very different processes. You know?
Another weird thing is too, like he said that he was in the bedroom with the baby, and that when he came out, he went out to smoke and realized that that Michael wasn't outside. First of all, why are you waking up a baby that's sleeping, especially a baby that's as rambunctious as that little one that we just saw? You're going to want that child to sleep as long as that child could possibly sleep, right? You're not going to wake her up.
Oh, well, here's another thing, Jay. Like, why is she sleeping until 6:30 if bedtime is normally?
Oh my God, good point.
At 9.
I didn't even think about the
or
times.
10. Like,
I didn't even think about that.
What went on? Because
that's messed
this makes
up.
me think that Buggy can't. The youngest can't notice or see anything weird going on if she's asleep. Like it was intentional to maybe stretch it out or change it. Now, I do understand that sometimes
that
kids
doesn't make
just
sense.
They get weird at that age. I get it, but it's just I don't believe in coincidences when trauma happens like that. So a traumatic thing.
Well, and you got to remember too, you guys in chat, that a year ago that baby was just 1, right? So she wasn't, talking and She wasn't like a toddler like she is right now.
Yeah, she was going to turn 2 soon after he went missing.
So she's going on 3.
No, she was going on to 2. Like she was 1.5, almost 2. But he went missing, and then she would have turned, I think, 2 in August or September, I think.
Okay.
So she was almost 2, but still, she may have been able to repeat certain things over and over, like, you know how 2-year-olds are. They can repeat things that you say. So maybe she just really needed to be occupied in the biggest way to not hear anything. And that's just my opinion. That's not.
No. I get that.
Yeah.
Off everything you've seen and heard, and that's the conclusion you've come to. And I appreciate your opinion and, you know, you sharing it, because I know how much time goes into cases when you get involved in them. Like it sounds like you are with this one. I saw people saying this is your baby. I know what that's like, and I appreciate you sharing your knowledge, because I know it's a lot of work, Eve, to collect all that
brutal.
knowledge.
It's brutal.
And I'm going to check out your streams on this, because I haven't followed this case. So it really hasn't been on my radar. You know what I mean? Like I've seen things here and there, but I don't get as much time to like watch things as I'd like to. Sure, you understand. You're researching and making videos or streaming or whatever. But I do want to see it, because you have dedicated, like you kind of caught on to this case. And I love watching YouTubers when they do that, because you see everything. So I just want to thank you for sharing what you've found out.
Absolutely. And thanks to the ladies who really did a lot of nitty-gritty work leading up until when I stepped in. When I stepped in, it was more like, okay, this cannot be not on YouTube at this point. But I knew it was going to be a huge struggle because of Summer Wells' case. And then we have Harmony Montgomery and all of these other missing children that shouldn't be missing. I knew it was going to be a struggle, but I just kept slowly introducing Michael's case. And then I just had to wham bam it. I just had to put some stuff out there that wasn't easy to hear to get the attention. Then that was Brandy yelling at her 2-year-old daughter.
Oh, I just heard that like last week. See, like I said, I didn't follow any of this. And then I don't know if you were in here last week when I went live about this. But I just kind of went back through things, and someone in chat was like, you got to play this, you got to play this. And I found it, and I was like, oh, that's terrible. So was that one of the Twitter people, or is that like a real life friend that recorded that?
So it was the Twitter. Well, she didn't really come from Twitter. She actually came down from where she was from to Idaho to help paint like these flyer board things to put information on. Because they're from Idaho, they use those little crate things and then put stuff on it. And that's how she got close to her. And then when the Twitter weasels and the people on Twitter and social media started kind of questioning her, they came to her defense until when they convinced Brandy to say, hey, let's clear this all up. It's already out there. You're not going to stop being bashed until you clear it up. That is when she started recording, because she even noticed, the closest one to her noticed, this is not right. And that's telling.
I agree.
It really is. I mean, it's just like, what though? I mean, what's your theory, Eve? Based on, I mean, do you have a theory? I'm sure you have several. I'm sure you have a billion. I'm sure you could sit here and talk about all these different ways that this could have went sideways, you know? But like, what in your heart of hearts do you believe? Do you believe it was just a matter of this kid wasn't being watched and wandered off?
It's always a possibility, like J.D. Huff, the chief of police, say, no stone left unturned. Everything is on the table. Ironically, that's what the TBI said about Summer, which is a similarity. That's important to me. But anyway, getting back to what I think, the least likely one is abduction.
I agree.
Meaning a stranger abduction, because of the statistics alone. And secondly, what the mother has said about the area, meaning there was 30, law enforcement told her that every 30 seconds a car comes through that neighborhood, because it's a connection to going to the neighborhood above them and their own. And so I'm thinking, every 30 seconds a car comes in and out, but nobody saw Michael or a strange guy.
I Google Earth that neighborhood and it doesn't look that busy.
A lot of things don't make sense when she says them, or maybe she's misunderstanding, or maybe I am.
Or maybe she's just trying to deflect.
Right. Well, and I think that she kind of liked the attention to the mass amounts of attention, because the things that she says, it's just one of those awkward things where you know that she's oversharing. Like she said, this one time she shared on Twitter Spaces so the public can hear. She said that the best memory, which is what was asked, what is the best memory or the last memory that you remember?
Mm-hmm.
And it was about Michael putting those firecracker poppers, those little white things filled with the powder.
Whippersnappers.
Yeah, the way she said it though, but she said Michael put it in her shoe, and she put her foot in the shoe and it popped and burned a hole. And then she followed up with, I'll have to show it to you. I can prove it to you. Like, nobody was asking you. It was awkward, and it made me just kind of sunk.
It just doesn't feel right. This case never felt right, and I think maybe that's why I kind of shied away from it in the beginning.
A lot of people did. I did.
Yeah, it's just kind of icky.
Yep.
I think it's interesting though, like you said, that about Summer Wells in this case, like everything's on the table. I personally think in the Summer Wells case that there is something they've uncovered that's deeper. I don't know if it's related to Summer Wells being missing, or not being missing, but I think maybe something came up that was discovered because she went missing. And that's why, this investigation is ongoing, and they don't want social media help. So that tells me they know more and they need local information.
They do.
Yeah, they really do. But this case, I just think that with the dad, I don't know about her. I don't know about any speculation that the other sister didn't see Michael since that morning. I don't know about that. Do you know if that's confirmed or not?
Well, not from law enforcement, which I hate that, right? But they got to keep things close to the vest, as JD said verbatim.
But you said her daughter said it on a live, or Brandy did?
Yeah. So Brandy is in the YouTube streets. And what I mean is she actually vetted, this is recorded, she vetted specific YouTube creators to, I guess, be on their channel and talk. And these are the ones with the 5 to 7 hour lives that go through drama, and maybe here and there's a little bit of true crime talk.
Mm-hmm.
And the matter of fact, I just got attacked brutally by the one that she mainly goes on and mods for.
Yeah,
Wait, she's a moderator on YouTube?
Several channels, yep.
For
on
who?
a lot of channels.
You can say who. I'm curious.
It's Navala's True Crime, Purple Nights, Mean Girls, and a few other surrounding them,
I've never heard of any. I know Novelist or whatever. I've heard of him. Is that a guy?
Yeah,
yeah, it's a guy.
Have had some falling outs. Big time.
I've seen the name, but I don't know those other people. So, but she's actually on YouTube enough to like be moderating and have a wrench, and she shows up and stuff.
Oh yes, yes, ma'am.
Weird.
Yes.
Okay.
And I can handle it, but
do you know about the lie detector stuff?
Yeah.
So what's the scoop on that?
So there was a recording that actually Brandy recorded, and as well as the girl that was close to her, and they were talking in the pre-interview for her actual interview with him, I think February. And I believe Chris Madonna spoke to Detective Crimin or Cy, one of the two, at the police station to kind of ask some questions about the case. You know how Chris does. And there was talk about the failed polygraphs. And you could hear in the recording from the close friend, she said, no, ma'am, he failed both. You told us that and you know it. So she was kind of trying to manipulate that situation because I think that Chris Medina already had an idea that he had failed too, but she kind of scooted around that. But the weird thing is that Chris was trying to kind of teach her how to not address it and address it at the same time, you know, without looking kind of guilty because he doesn't really trust polygraphs, I guess.
Is that what he told her?
Basically, you know, I've seen guilty people fail pass polygraphs and innocent people fail them. So I get that. I do. But I think he was just really trying to get her more comfortable to get on camera and
not really
speak.
Worry about that stuff. Yeah. Be more open.
Exactly. Oh,
I
yeah,
did
Trixie
watch
Starr.
some of her on there. I did watch some of her on. And you know what I noticed is that they never once showed Michael's picture.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was the weirdest thing.
Yep.
I was like, why isn't his picture up on the screen?
Well, in February, let me tell y'all something. This is not confirmed by law enforcement.
Ooh, Eve's got the tea. Eve's got the tea.
This is the kicker for me, hands down, 100. So he was read his Miranda rights per Brandy right before that interview with Chris Medina. I mean, right before. That's when the polygraphs, you know, he failed. She said he failed one, and she said that he failed a specific question, which was, did you take Michael?
What?
And she's
She
like, well,
said that?
We take Michael everywhere, so that's a loaded question, basically.
Come on.
That is not how it works, ma'am. I know that. We all know that. So,
yeah. She lying.
Yeah. That was it for me. I was like, okay, you know what? You can't even be real in 100 about what really happened. They went and interrogated him for 8 hours. And here's what she said. And they took him away from me. They took him away from me for 8 hours, 45 minutes away, and interrogated his ass. That's me. But
so that's what he meant when he said, I haven't left this house except in a cop car.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
He's very controlling.
Is that why they work together? That's what I was wondering.
That's exactly what I thought at first.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, a bar, and he probably didn't like the attention she got. So nope, can't work here anymore because you're getting hit on. Right. So we got to go to the fucking grocery store. I mean,
well, yeah. Oh, girl, I have all the tea. Like, she openly spoke into the baby camera monitor because it's one of those where you can talk in it and they can hear it in the other room, you know. And she was like, I just need him to effing help me. I do everything. So you could tell that she is probably overworked, overstressed, and doesn't get a lot of help.
She's tired of, she's holding it all together.
Right. And I do believe that. And I do feel for her on that. So
how stressful would it be though to move? Like, what I think is weird is that she moved all of her kids, like not just the ones with him, but the older kids. I just don't know. I don't know. I guess some people live differently, but it's like you move your older kids in that you had at a previous, and then you got 2 more with his son, and then now you're all living there. It's just like, and if you're working at a grocery store, both of you, where are the ends in sight to get out?
Right. And
is there one?
I don't think so. I mean, Grandpa Bob, somebody said something about him. And I just wanted to mention that the babysitter we speak to, me and obviously the beautiful ladies who have gotten all of this information gathered, she is very adamant that Bob was very on his own. He drank, you know, he smoked, and he did all of those things. And he was very standoffish and keeps to himself. So obviously from the interview that you see, I think that is accurate because he couldn't even handle that little girl. And could he handle a child like that or a rambunctious 5-year-old if they had to go do something or work close together and the babysitter wasn't there? It would be very interesting to hear that side of the story if he ever did babysit them by himself.
Why do you think he kept hovering around in that interview?
Oh,
Do you think he was staying in an earshot?
I personally think that was intentional. The whistle coming out of the pocket. How did she know the whistle was in his pocket? Why would that be a thing?
Yeah, she came up and she's like, what, the whistle? Like, she knew exactly where, she like pointed to his pocket. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So it's always chaos. This is what I'm trying to get at. There's always some kind of caveat, chaos, instability that can't really nail down some simple answer to a simple question. What time did this happen? That happened and all that. It's always some kind of coincidence,
and it took a year to get to that 20-minute time frame, right?
Correct.
Wow.
But listen, y'all, Kira states herself that she did not see Monkey when she got home from Color Guard, which is where she was practicing that day. She got home around 3:45 to 4. I've heard two different stories, so I'm just going to say 3:45 to 4. So that really tells you if she didn't see him, that's from 4 to 7. That's 3 hours. You think about it. Now, I don't know how law enforcement shrunk it from 6:40 to 7.
They must have based it on the neighbors, maybe cameras or something.
Right. But we've never heard.
If he went to the neighbor's house and asked to play with their kids and they they watched him go home or whatever, if they had like a doorbell or if a neighbor had a doorbell with a camera, they could possibly have him, because they confirmed that he was outside, correct?
Well, that's the thing. That's the hard part, is that no neighbor will speak to confirm anything. Obviously, law enforcement hasn't confirmed that anyone was seen. Here's what really throws me about the neighbor thing, because there's been so many different stories about who saw who and what caught who. To me, it's like when J.D. Huff and his pressers, if you watch them, it goes from, he was at Southwest 9th in Arizona, which is at the corner of their house. Then it was just Southwest 9th, somewhere on Southwest 9th, which there's, I think, 20 houses on that street. Then it became at his residence. That's it. And in the article, most of the articles, it says the family states he was da-da-da-da-da. Not, we can confirm that the family saw him do this, that, and the other. It's from the family's
right. There's a
point
lot
of view.
in the wording.
Yep.
You got to listen. You got to read between the lines of what they say, because you're right. Law enforcement says everybody is on the table. Nothing has been ruled out. Same thing they say for Summer.
Right.
So sad.
Why was it such a big deal to come out and say the 911 call was at 7:21 p.m.? Think about that.
Say that again.
The 911 call, we had to get call log records from the county to just get the time right, because it changed so much. It was at 7:21 p.m. And if you think about it, from 6:40 to 7:21,
that's the 911 call?
Yes.
Think about that. If they're shrinking the time from 6:40 to 7, and he called, or whoever called, at 7:21, that's 20 to 40 minutes of not calling because of whatever reason. But it was only 15 minutes that he stated it took to realize Michael was missing. That can't be. It can't.
So it was 6:40 to 7 o'clock is what they've ended up saying it was, right? And he says that the pizza receipt says 6:40. So does that mean that's when he ordered it? I'm assuming he ordered it at 6:40.
Yeah, I think I saw 6:42. That was like the biggest timeline number, was 6:42 because of the recordings.
Did they
6:40
have it delivered or?
Yeah, they did.
So
and they talked to the pizza guy. So
yeah. Did you find the pizza guy, Eve?
Did I find the pizza guy?
Yeah.
No.
I want to see you interview the pizza guy.
Nobody can really pinpoint where he is, but I know that he did quit.
Oh, he did?
He quit. He was like, I've had it.
Oh man. I wanted to
Yeah.
hear from the pizza guy because okay, so if he ordered it at 6:40 and then the 911 call was made at what time? 7:11? Is that what you said?
7:21.
7:21. Did he eat? Do we know?
Nope. Nobody ate.
Nobody ate.
It sat on the counter for 4 days per brandy.
So it was ordered at 6:40. They called 911. So they called 911 after the pizza got there, though.
Yeah.
It's very strange. Very strange.
Oh, it gets
Okay, let me
cray-cray.
ask you this. Let me ask you if this is plausible, being that I don't really know much about these people. Would it be plausible that dad was, tending to stuff or sleeping and the boy got out? Neighbor brought him back. Dad was pissed and hurt him.
It's a possibility.
I mean, do we know that dad has a temper or anything like that? Like, did anything ever come out? Because he seems pretty dull to me. Like,
I don't see the temper except for like my opinion only. I think he's one of those build up, boom.
That's even scarier than the ones that are outright. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And I am not a psychologist, but I kind of feel like that antisocial personality disorders feel.
Yeah.
Because of how nervous he was.
Did he used to do meth?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because of his drug charges. So yeah.
And that we have to remember too, you guys, meth does a number on someone's brain. And sometimes after they do meth for an extended period of time, they don't act right. They never act right. And it's something about the meth that changes their brain chemistry and they're never the same. So I don't know if, past drug use could be part of his behavior too.
Yeah.
Because meth is nasty. And if you're it can make you do bad things, things that you wouldn't do normally, in anger and rage and all of those things. I mean, that's just straight up chemicals in their brain.
Right.
Did she used to do it as well? Or are they both?
Well, yeah, she admitted, like, she really closely, intently watched the Summer Wells case, specifically looking at Candace. She was very interested in Candace and how she acted, what she was on.
Really?
Yeah, you could hear it in the background when she's talking to these girls. You could hear the Summer Wells stuff going in the background.
Did she ever reach out to Candace?
During a live, she did say, if you ever want to talk, feel free to call me.
Oh, dear God.
I about lost it.
Yikes. Abort mission.
Yeah. But she was always just like flabbergasted at how she behaved. And that's, but nobody wants to hear the fact that she was really, really interested in that. They're like, oh, nope. She was just.
Why would you even look at any other mothers at that point in time?
Yeah. Especially Summer's case.
I wouldn't need to mock anybody. If my kid was missing, that's the last thing I'd be thinking of.
Or being on YouTube channels and modding for them. Like, that would be the furthest thing from my mind. I wouldn't be able to sleep, drink, eat. I would just be every day focusing on finding my kid, not worrying about modding for YouTubers.
I agree.
I wouldn't. I would be just a shut-in.
So what does he do while she's doing all this? What is he doing at home? Like,
not doing any laundry for her. She is not happy about that.
She talks about all this stuff on lives?
Oh, yeah.
She bitches all the time. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. So it's turned into a Candace thing.
It's awful. It's awful. That's why I say when she picked and vetted these channels, it was very strategic. Because when I came out with what I know and what is fact from, in a sense of it's recorded and it's her, and I was attacked hardcore. I just got my kid threatened and me, and it's been bad. And that's the community too. So the community and people closest to these two are very kind of right-wingish 3%. Some of them are 3%ers, which is like militant.
What's that? 3%ers.
Yeah, that's
I've never
that's a
heard
good
that.
rabbit hole to go down.
I don't want to know. If they're the 3% of the population, what they're like, the far right?
But ironically, very anti-government in their lives. So it's like we will do whatever is necessary to keep you out of our lives. But they love gun rights. Okay.
Abort mission.
My eyes.
We love
when I read
everyone
about
here.
'em.
Yeah, we love everyone here. We love everyone, even those far 3%ers.
Yeah, they matter. So
everybody matters.
Their feelings don't, but they matter. So yeah, it's very odd. I mean, the boss who arrived on scene, and that we can't confirm it, but the babysitter was told by Tyler, this is just her memory, that Tyler told her, Ilda is her name, called 911. Again, this is the regional manager for Albertsons. And if that's the case, then she had to have been there way earlier than what she states. And so there's so much. There's so much.
I know, and I don't expect you to be able to recap it all in, a half an hour. I understand. I do appreciate you coming up though and telling us everything that you have. Definitely I'll be checking out your channel because I'm super intrigued, and from what I hear, you're the go-to girl. So Eve
I wish I wasn't.
I know. It's not really a good
But I
place
will.
to be, but you know what? I mean, if it brings truth to the matter, you're doing a good thing to keep the truth out there. And I'm glad you came in here because we didn't know what what was going on either way. All we can go off is the behavior of the parents because guess what?
Yeah.
They're not cleared. And that's really super important.
Yeah. And
Speaking
it's the
of
little
which,
things.
Go
I'm sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's the little things in the big potato that
The
matter.
you said potato.
It's Idaho. I say potato.
Oh, yeah, it is. And we have incognito potato.
That's right. So the little things in between that can be proven with actual receipts instead of with Summerwell's case is what makes this different. There is no huge speculation in a sense of if they said that or not. It's out there.
Right. No, I agree with you.
But that's all I have, guys.
Well, thank you so much. And like I said, we'll be sharing your link in the chat. We have been all since you come up, and I know I'll be checking out your vids.
She's good vids.
Good deal.
So.
All right, guys.
Love
have a
in the
great night.
Laundry wants to know, Eve, do you have Discord?
I do. Oh, God, yes.
Well, God bless you, because I hate Discord. I could never figure it out. But yes, she does love in the Laundry. Do you have a way for her to reach you, Eve?
Yeah, let me give you. Well, it's EVP, so EVE.
Why don't you just put it in chat?
Oh, can you do it?
No, because you're not a moderator. That's right. Okay, so what is it? EVE.
And then EP.
EP.
Talk at Gmail.
All right, there is her email, guys. And we are on Facebook and YouTube tonight. I totally forgot to greet Facebook, but a friend of or a girl that lives there and met Brandy has been on Facebook, and she's been chiming in tonight. So I'm not sure if you've come across her.
With the initials KG.
Started with an M.
Was it Case in Point True Crime has been there?
No, this is on Facebook. This is like a real name.
Melanie.
Melanie
Sanderson.
Melanie
Sanderson.
Yeah.
Potato's a little behind.
I'm going to be honest. That sounds made up, but no, I'm just kidding.
It could be. You never know. That's why I don't put any salt in social media. But anyways, thank you so much, Eve, for coming up. I appreciate you. And it was nice chatting with you.
Likewise, justice for Michael.
Yes. Thank you for all you do.
Sure thing. Bye, guys.
All right. See ya. Ladies, what are you thinking? I'm thinking this is a mess of a case.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't think she's helping at all by airing their dirty laundry, so to say.
And to say, like, you know, everyone's saying he's like a ticking time bomb. For her to be on a recording saying she's gonna, you know, choke her little girl, like she doesn't sound like she doesn't have a temper either.
I don't know. There's a lot of things that remind me of Summer. There's the drugs and because you just never know when people are involved in stuff like that. You know, you just never know why they're lying, what they're hiding. They may be hiding something that's not even related to the kid. You know, it's just, you just don't know.
Yep.
But at any rate, I want to thank you guys, first of all. Malagata.
Thanks for letting me just hop in.
Yeah, you can hijack this live anytime you'd like. Thank you, Heather. Your neck looks like it hurts. You probably need to go lay down.
I can't.
Probably.
Heather, you haven't said hardly anything tonight. I've missed your little remarks.
Sorry. I mean, there's a lot to this one, and it's.
There
I don't
is.
know. I can't wrap my brain around it.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's like you come back to the basics. Who was the last one to see him?
Yeah.
You know. But at any rate, Potato. Wait 20 seconds. She'll
I'll probably
finally
answer
hear
about 10
it.
seconds after you say something. Yeah, see, I'm so delayed. I don't know why I'm so delayed.
Well, you
I don't
are
know
across the pond.
what's going on. I'm being hijacked.
It's a long
I know,
ways
but
across
this
the
is
pond.
ridiculous.
That's what you guys get for talking about the Russians. And the
Oh, and we're not.
Oh.
Oh, we haven't even talked
I
about
know.
the Russians yet.
Literally ruined it.
and Potato sounds like she's popping popcorn.
They host her, and we
being-
haven't even
I'm
done
being
the.
muted.
We haven't even done the
Yeah.
live on the Russians, and yeah, we're already being hosed. Who's next?
They probably
Next thing you know,
they probably
Heather
delayed me, so there's time to mute me as well.
Well, I'm gonna get off here actually, but we'll get Tater's stuff straightened around. We'll get her fixed up over here. One way or another. All right. Thanks, you guys. And thank you guys in chat. Thank you for the members that joined tonight and whatever went on. I missed. So I appreciate you guys all being here. And tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is our final Manson episode. And we have a special guest, Mr. Andy Tillett, reporter for Daily Mail, National Enquirer, Radar Online, and the author of The Last Manson Tapes. That's a book, right? Potatoes? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
That was 6 seconds that time. So, yeah.
My gosh.
And that was being generous, I think. I was like 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. But anyways, we're going to have Mr. Tillett on, and he's going to be telling us all about his research. And then anything else that we want to talk about. He's always an open book. He's covered many, many high-profile cases over the years. You guys are not going to want to miss this. So please tell your friends, tell your cousins, tell whoever, and be here tomorrow at 7 p.m. I might just surprise you with the live about the Russians before then. So it'll be a miracle. It'll be a miracle if we can still go live after that. So let's conclude on that note. You guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Dance this motherfucker out.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. I don't give a damn. Damn, damn. for that. I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 You're mad at me for not giving you comfort. You say that I'm away so much and now you don't feel the way you felt when we were younger. But that's okay for me, 'cause I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a